Hello, I want to talk to you today about decimals and just give you an overview of decimals. We'll be going into decimals and doing operations with decimals, converting fractions to decimals. When we began with fractions, I told you that fractions were just division, right? Um, and that's what a rational number is. Well, a decimal is another way to express a rational number. And it is a general way that a lot of people look at rational numbers and irrational numbers when they approximate them. So with a fraction, what we found out was, hey, you can divide these things, and instead of having a remainder, you just leave it the same. With decimals, it's what number would we get if we actually divided it and couldn't continue. So decimals have to do again with the word 10, because deci means 10. And so when we look at a number, we talked about the place values before. So we have 7, 8, 5, 6, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have 78,564. And we talked about this is the ones place, the tens place, the hundreds place, the thousands place, the 10,000s, and so on and so forth. Well, a lot of you will know that this symbol here, a period, when it's placed after a number, is called a decimal. The reason for that is because not only do we have these whole number values, we will have parts of them for fractions, right? So this decimal lets us know that what comes behind are going to be smaller than whole numbers, they're going to be fractions of the whole numbers. And they are as well based on the powers of 10. So before we had, for the ones place, we had 10 to the 0 power or 1. For the tens place, we had 10 to the first power or 10. For the hundreds place, we had 10 to the second power or 100. For the thousands place, we had 10 to the third power or 1,000, and so on and so forth. Well, if we go the opposite direction, like with the negative exponents, we then see that we end up with 10 to the first power, or negative first power. So this would be 10 to the negative first power, or 1 over 10. This would be 10 to the negative second power, or 1 over 100. This would be 10 to the negative third power, or 1 over 1,000. And that's how they get their names. The tenths place, the hundredths place, the thousandths place, and so on and so forth. So that's a general overview of decimals. We're going to be again looking at different things you can do with decimals, different notations that use decimals, different operations that use decimals. But in general, it's just another way to represent a number. And in this case, we're going to be representing fractions as if we actually divide it out. Also, remember that since decimals is just another way to represent a number, our whole numbers, so for instance, the number 9, which is my favorite, is a decimal. As it is, if I put a decimal behind it, if I had a 0 here, and another 0, 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 and another 0,